Hey, good morning, Metropolis. It's now 5 after the hour of 6 a.m. in the big monster city.
Come on! Let's get pumped!
I'm not drinking any fucking Merlot! What can I say? The camera loves me.
Shall we begin?
After you, Junior.
Can I just say I love our intro? Our intro is awesome. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Multiplex Vlogged It. Today, we're doing musical numbers in movies. A lot of singing, a lot of dancing. Should be a fun time. We got Mr. I always forget he was a theater kid, but he was a theater kid, Tim Brzakala, my co-host. Tim, how are you feeling about this topic?
I like musicals. I just don't like the same musicals that you all like, probably. So that'll be good for the show. Might not be good for my sanity. I played the Beast before Cameron Holtzman did. I'm just kidding. But that's what bonds me and Cameron Holtzman forever.
It's the only thing we have in common. That's it.
I played the Mad Hatter. Different Disney character. Adelaide Spence, you were in like a very Potter musical or something in high school, right?
I was Voldemort before the show got canceled because our director was a sociopath.
Cool. Besides playing the Beast, you also played Scuttle.
Yes, and Kane McMillan will never let me or any Multiplex video viewers forget it.
That is true.
That's what that picture of me is in the thumbnails, guys.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
That is the picture he uses in all of them. Well, let's just get into the meat and potatoes of the show, the general. What you doing on Letterboxd lately? What was your favorite movie you logged this week? We'll start with Spence. Spence, what are you watching this week that you liked?
I think it's been mentioned on the show before, at least from Letterboxd activity. That's what I think. I haven't seen a lot recently. Nothing like amazing, but a really fun movie I watched earlier this week was Malignant. It's in theaters. Go watch it. I said in my review, I'm not going to say anything, and you shouldn't learn about it because I think any plot information sort of ruins the fun of the movie. But I was talking to Melcher about a couple days ago, and he used the word gonzo, which I think is the perfect way to describe. I think more movies should be described with gonzo, and this is one of them. It's a lot of fun, but I don't think 2/3 of this panel will like it.
If you're going to describe movies as gonzo, I want more movies described as Scooter or Father.
Go fuck yourself.
No. I haven't seen it yet. Holtzman, I'm going to assume you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. You know.
Tim, you actually saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it this week, actually, because we talked about it last week on the show. Matt Quaylar actually brought it up as his least favorite movie that he saw. And I had heard mixed things. Some people I talked to really, really liked it. Others were kind of not the biggest fans, but I didn't hear anybody say they hated the movie. So I walked into it kind of with mixed expectations. I wound up enjoying it overall, but I think it's still probably my least favorite James Wan movie. But there's a twist in it that is incredible. That made me audibly in the theater go, ugh. So that whole thing was really cool. I saw it by myself, and I was explaining the twist to Maggie afterwards, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And so if you like just kind of being completely caught off guard with twists in movies, this is a cool one. Again, without giving too much away. There's a scene an action-esque scene towards the end of this movie that takes place in a police station that is fucking awesome. Super cool. James Wan is such a good director. But overall, I gave the movie a 3. I think it's a fine movie, but there's some really, really cool stuff about it, but also it doesn't quite stick the landing. But yeah.
That's fair. I probably won't see it unless I have to. Holtzman, what was your favorite movie you logged this week?
Yeah, I was gonna pick Kingsman: The Secret Service, but I haven't finished that yet, so I haven't actually logged it. So, of the movies I actually logged in the past week that I'm not halfway through, I watched Stardust for the first time the other night. As some people on this call heard, because I was watching it in the background, we were on call, and the score
Very loudly, yes.
very loud. But no, Stardust. I think it's awesome. I think like it's almost kind of like Matthew Vaughn doing a Princess Bride-esque adventure movie, although definitely more of an action movie than a comedy the way Princess Bride is. I think it's a lot of fun. It's always fun seeing Charlie Cox in things because like he barely got to do stuff in film, and I'm just glad he got Daredevil because he's really fun to watch. Robert De Niro shows up as a pirate in drag who pilots a flying pirate ship in the sky. Like, this movie is absolutely insane. It's a lot of fun, and Michelle Pfeiffer plays a witch.
That's fair. I've never seen Stardust, but I believe that Captain Shakespeare does collect famous literature.
Oh, I was waiting for it.
See, I even saw that review while I was watching it, and I was like, I know this is a reference to a match, and I could not remember what match it was.
It was 2019
50-50.
It was one of the first 50-50s we did. It was the Warzone showrunners versus the Fandom showrunners, me and Koho versus Boatman and Brian. And to win the match, me and Koho needed to answer, what does Robert De Niro's character collect on his ship in Stardust? And neither of us had seen the movie. We said, well, his name is Shakespeare, so maybe it's famous literature. And now that's that. Yeah, I believe Cody reviewed this movie on Letterboxd as I was promised famous literature, which is so
yeah, I saw that review and I was like, I know I remember this moment, could not remember the match.
So, Tim, do you like the movie?
Yeah, the movie's really good. I watched it, I think it was right at the beginning of 2020. It was shortly after we did that match. I watched it, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of hyped up. A lot of people had said, like, oh, this movie's really, 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 really great. But it lived up to it for me. I really liked it. I bought it on Blu-ray then after. So I loved it. I want to watch it again, but obviously there's lots of other things to watch. So, but I really liked it.
That is fair. Spence, have you seen Stardust?
I have not. I would either love it or hate it. No in between.
That is fair. So now we will go to Tim. Tim, what's your favorite movie you logged this week?
Yeah. So I watched a few things trivia related that were really, really good. For instance, like I watched Mission Impossible Fallout, which I think is great, but I also talked about Rogue Nation last week, so I'm not gonna arguably Fallout is the best movie I watched, but I will talk about something else instead. And I already know how this is gonna go, so just prepare yourselves. But over the weekend, I had to stay home, couldn't go to work over the weekend due to some sickness related items. I had to quarantine, so we got to watch a lot of movies, and I realized something this weekend. Sam Rockwell is a really good actor. I really like Sam Rockwell, and I've always liked Sam Rockwell, but I always think I downplayed it a bit because of Boatman. But we watched Seven Psychopaths, and I thought it was just okay. I didn't love it, so I said I need some really, really great Sam Rockwell. So we watched The Way Back. It's kind of fucking amazing. I still only gave it the 4 out of 5 because it didn't quite push into the perfect range for me, but it's just so undeniably charming and so good. And Boatman talks about this a lot. I was waiting for this moment in the movie, which I'd obviously seen it before, but there's the moment Boatman always talks about where when he steps in front of Duncan at the end, and he's just like, what does he say? He's like,
I'm a friend of the three.
I'm a friend of the three or whatever. And I was just like, God, I just love that character so much. That movie is so delightful. It ended and Maggie looks at me and is like, yeah, that's a good fucking movie. So super great all the way around. I love that movie. And I shouldn't have waited so long to rewatch it, but everyone was talking about it and I was like, whatever. But yeah, no, it's great. It's great.
I saw for 4 stars and I was kind of upset, and then I remember, oh yeah, you don't do 4.5s. So
I do not do half stars, no.
You get a pass then. Anyway,
Cody did not give me a pass.
Cody doesn't give anyone passes. The Way Back is one of my all-time favorite movies. I won't spend too much time talking about it, except for the fact that I love the side characters in this movie. Allison Janney is like a very throwaway character, but she just like kills it and makes it so funny. Like, you could cut that character the plot, but she like adds so much to that world, really. Maya Rudolph's also really great for the little time she has. I love Jim Rash. He was one of the co-directors and also Community. He's the guy who like runs the like pool stand, basically.
My doctor said not to get water on my face.
Yeah, that's the dude from Civil War. The MIT guy. Yeah. He's great. Film's excellent. Spence.
Arguably more entertaining than The Way Back is Tim like taking a minor shot at Seven Psychopaths and your face just dropping like, oh. Oh, this is a great movie. I think I watched it because of you in a deal we had last summer, and it's a great time. I've been wanting to revisit it. I bought the Blu-ray earlier this year. I haven't found the time for it, but great pick.
Holzman?
Yeah, this is also in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I adore this movie. I think it's absolutely incredible. Yeah, Sam Rockwell gives just a freaking incredible performance as Owen. I think my favorite moment is when the kid is stuck in the slide and it's like, I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. No, Footloose. You guys didn't see Footloose? How about the remake? Anybody see the remake? But it's so fun. Like, I didn't know I could hate Steve Carell that much. Like,
it's such a little
the worst. And I hate him, and I want to punch him every time he opens his mouth in that movie. And like, he's so good in that role, and I would love to see him play more just like I'm a douche roles. But no, this movie's fantastic. Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about it.
It's such a little moment, but when Duncan is like yelling at his mom at the like party, is it the 4th of July party or or whatever party it is, and when he like pushes Steve Carell and Steve Carell actually like comes back at him like they're about to like tussle. It's such like a little thing of like adding to the fact of like, not only is this guy just like a condescending douchebag, but he's like about to like punch a 15-year-old for calling him out on his like, it's really good writing and acting all the way.
I love just the subtle moment when like they first show up and it's seemingly an innocent thing, just like, hey, everybody helps out, buddy, and he throws the bag at him to carry it. But it's him asserting his control, and that is just so brilliant. Now we go to me. My favorite movie I logged this week. I watched a film from the 60s. Starring Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn, called The Lion in Winter. And this film is excellent. The whole plot it's based on a play, but it is King Henry II is basically trying to figure out who is going to be his heir after he dies. And it is essentially just all the power games between him and his wife, who he has thrown in prison, but for Christmas taken out of prison, essentially. And she is playing all these power games. Anthony Hopkins plays his oldest son, Richard, who is like the one who Katharine Hepburn really wants to take power. and Timothy Dalton. This was his first movie, and he's in it. It's an excellent, just everyone's double-crossing everybody movie. It's great. Katharine Hepburn earned her Oscar, and this is the best performance I've ever seen from Peter O'Toole. He is incredible in this movie. Has anyone here ever seen this?
Nope.
I think she earned her half an Oscar.
Yeah, technically
Trivia.
half an Oscar, but she's better than Streisand, I will say.
The main thing I know about this movie from talking with you guys about TV is that this is like Martin Sheen's character's favorite movie in The West Wing.
This is Martin Sheen's favorite movie in The West Wing, and I'm rewatching The West Wing, and I waited until I got to that episode to watch the movie for the first time. So now we'll go to the bad side of the coin. What was your least favorite movie you logged this week? Holzman, we'll start with you.
So it's been a trivia studying week. So I've watched a lot of shit. I watched some James Bond movies, including the aggressively racist one. I watched some really, really bad horror movies. So I'm not going to talk about any of those because as much as those are terrible, I want to talk specifically about the last 10 minutes of the movie The Cobbler with Adam Sandler. I watched the whole movie. But here's the thing, like, on a whole, it's not a great movie. The plot is literally just like he works as a cobbler fixing shoes, and then he finds out he has a magical sewing machine so that when he puts on someone else's shoes, he can turn into them. And he spends most of the movie turning into Method Man and trying to steal his watches and stuff. And then I'm going to spoil The Cobbler. Sorry to everyone at home who was so excited to watch it. In the last 10 minutes of the movie, Adam Sandler's character like gets beaten up, gets attacked, and then his neighbor, the guy who runs the barbershop next to him, who's played by Steve Buscemi, comes over and is like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna help you. Like, I know the secret of the machine because your father used to use it. How do I know this? Because I, Steve Buscemi, am secretly your father, Dustin Hoffman, in disguise." And in the last 10 minutes of this movie, it's revealed that his father, who we've been told is dead, and at one point we see Adam Sandler put on his dad's old shoes so he can pretend to be his father and have dinner with his mom one last time, and then she dies the next morning. They come back and it goes, "Hey, I'm your dad, Dustin Hoffman. I've been here the whole time. Here's my collection of shoes for all of these famous people. Also, I'm a secret billionaire with a limousine. Let's go for a drive." And that's how the movie ends.
So do they explain why he did that?
Or why he looks like Steve Buscemi?
So, like, he's wearing the shoes of, like, the person who's actually Steve Buscemi.
But, like, why did he fake his death and not just...
Oh, that's a great question. It's not explained. Here's the thing: is it doesn't take the time to explain that. The movie does take the time to have Adam Sandler pretend to be Dan Stevens, who is a bisexual DJ, break into Dan Stevens' house as Dan Stevens, and then see his wife naked in the shower, go to have sex with Dan Stevens' wife, and then realize I can't have sex with her in the shower without taking off the shoes, which would turn me back into Adam Sandler.
But Holzman, you're forgetting the pickles. The pickles are important.
This is a real movie. And this was directed by the director of Spotlight.
I'm going to assume no one here has seen The Cobbler, and we're just going to move on. Any objections?
Yeah. I've been able to avoid it this whole time, so yeah.
Spence, what was your least favorite movie you logged this week, and does it involve ghost Dustin Hoffman?
He's not a ghost. He's real. He's alive.
I love coming on a show where I don't watch bad movies, being told to talk about bad movies. Because I watched 2 movies this week. They're both 3 stars, which to me is the lowest. Either I piss off Tim or I piss off Boatman.
Piss off Boatman. You don't want to piss off Tim.
Step Brothers is a movie.
You chose to piss off Tim. Okay.
Oh, I thought that was you moving. No, okay. Either way, Step Brothers is just like it's just two white dudes screaming for an hour and a half. That's not my movie. I had like 2 or 3 laughs. There's nothing really funny going on. The funniest part is Kathryn Hahn. She's incredible. Everyone else could not give a shit about. That's really it. That kind of comedy is not made for me. It's just sort of there.
Yeah, I think that Step Brothers is one of those movies that I get why people don't like it. I think it is intentionally like it's almost a parody of a comedy, like intentionally. I think it is very much Adam McKay pointing a mirror at like the comedies of the 2000s and basically saying we're going to do all the tropes of like 2000s comedy but mirror them to their most extremes and their highest point of ridiculousness. It is very much a farce, which is a type of comedy that I don't think really exists that much anymore, and that is why I kind of like it. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's an interesting film, and I think you are underselling Adam Scott. Adam Scott is great.
Oh, yeah, all 3 of his scenes.
Here's some movies on Spence's high ratings on Letterboxd that are just white people yelling at each other. You got Scooby-Doo.
Whoa. There's also a dog there.
The Ides of March. Let's see here. What else do we got? The Thing, The Social Network.
Hey, Keith David's in the
Keith David.
Let's get what else? A Spotlight. That's some white people yelling at each other.
That is white people yelling.
Prisoners. That's white people yelling.
That's white people yelling.
Whoa, Terrence Howard's in that movie.
Raging Bull. Sing Street.
Nobody yells.
Fight Club.
That is white people yelling at each other.
Yeah, that is.
Interesting. So before
you start Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly
start throwing out white people yelling at each other, think before you speak, Spence. Step Brothers is fucking great. It's never like 5-star comedy to me. I love it, but it doesn't quite reach the heights of like Anchorman, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up for me, but I still love it. It's endlessly rewatchable. There are just a few things I don't love about it, but I overall love the movie. I think it's fucking hilarious. So,
Holzman?
Yeah, no, I like this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. I think just the chemistry between Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly is fantastic. As these 2 man children who hate each other and then grow into like the most unlikely of allies when a different sibling is introduced for the 2 of them to mutually hate. I agree. Kathryn Hahn, fantastic. Adam Scott, fantastic. And Spence, if you do not like watching just a bunch of white men yell at each other, why do you watch multiplex content?
Okay, now let me go to my list. I'm going with Friday the 13th, the original. It's not that bad. It's 2 stars for me. It's not a Boatman movie. I'm just not a slasher guy. It is very much just, hey, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like worse. Or Halloween, but worse. It is just, I like actually the way the twist is kind of done, and I actually really like Pamela Voorhees at the end of the movie. I think she is actually kind of good. But overall, just again, this is where everyone makes fun of me, but I need characters to care about. And with most slasher movies, I do not care about the characters, and I don't care about the characters in Friday the 13th. So yeah, everyone else on Friday the 13th. Tim, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I don't like that movie either. It's one of my least favorite Friday movies. I agree with you. I like the twist fine. I think for the time it was really interesting. and cool. But when you everybody who's not seen it, they kind of know what it is going into it. So there's that problem. But overall, I think, it's one of my least favorite in the series. There's a couple cool kills in it, but yeah, I agree. The characters are all really, really bad. And like a movie like Jason Lives, if the kills are really cool and it's like kind of making fun of itself the whole movie, I can get by with like the shitty characters. But this one's just kind of boring, not interesting, and it has bad characters and everything. So I think the last 20 minutes are pretty cool, but everything else is kind of bleh. So yeah.
Also, have you watched this one?
Yes, I have. Nightmare on Elm Street is the horror icons movies that I haven't gotten around to seeing yet. I've seen the first 9 of the Friday the 13th. And on my ranking of all the horror icons movies, the first one is actually my highest ranked of the Friday the 13th movies at a respectable 1.5 stars. I hate these movies. I really don't like them. I just don't care. I'm just watching a bunch of unlikable teenagers get stabbed.
You didn't like 6?
It's the same movie. They're all the same.
No, it's not. Sorry.
I like when you watch 9 of these. I think I watched 9 straight back to back, pretty much. I just was over it, and I didn't care anymore.
That's fair.
I don't like this movie.
Ben, did you already talk about this?
As someone who has a positive record in fandom, I've definitely seen all of the horror icons movies.
Fair enough. Okay. Tim, your favorite movie to watch this week?
Yeah, this is weird. This is the first time in a while I didn't watch like a movie that I absolutely hated. I already said I didn't love 7 Psychopaths, but I enjoyed it enough that I wouldn't say it's like bad. So there's 2 I'm kind of going back and forth on, but honestly, I still enjoyed both movies for what they were. One of them was Cop Shop, as a new release with Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo. It's a shoot 'em up type of movie. It was directed by what's the guy's name? He was supposed to do Bad Boys for Life, and then he ended up not doing it. He's done a lot of really generic action movies.
Joe Carnahan?
There it is. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. So the movie was fine, but like entertaining enough. And then the other one was The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I was pretty disappointed by. Jessica Chastain is really, really fucking good in the movie, like unrecognizably good in the movie. But the movie surrounding her, I think, is pretty mediocre at best. And Andrew Garfield is great as always, but I don't know. It was kind of a slog to get through. But yeah, those would be the 2.
That's fair. All right. So that's everyone's for least favorite. Now we're just going to quickly movie add it to your watch list this week. Tim, we'll start with you.
Yeah, let me pull that up. Okay. So for me, I added a couple things. I saw a couple people log Gods and Monsters, the Ian McKellen movie. I've heard that it's decent, not great, but I like Ian McKellen, and the plot intrigues me. So I added that to the list, and then also I added what is this called? Death Sentence. It's the only James Wan movie I haven't seen. It's like an action movie with Kevin Bacon. It came out in 2007. So it must have either been like straight to DVD or it had a very quick release. I've never heard of it. And all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, he has a movie I haven't seen. So I added that to the list as well.
It's fair. Holzman?
Yeah, I haven't added. I in fact realized an hour ago I hadn't added anything to my watch list this week because it's a feature that I often forget exists and I don't pay
go 2 weeks or just.
I ended up adding a few things, and while I was looking for just like some interesting weird stuff, I stumbled across a French movie from 1992. Great baseline entry called Man Bites Dog. It is a dark comedy, and basically the setup of it is it's framed as a real life serial killer has hired a documentary crew to follow him and basically record him as he goes about his life killing people, and like they can't interfere or anything with them, and it's apparently very interesting and very good. And I stumbled across that and was like, that sounds pretty cool. And it's like an hour and a half. So
That's fair. Spence?
So a film we'll talk about in our chat. It's a Spanish film that debuted at TIFF called Official Competition, which stars Antonio Banderas as a film director who wants to make like the best movie ever made. And apparently he's just like a big egotist who hires Penelope Cruz, a couple other actors to make like this iconic film with him, and it's a bit of a mess, like a film comedy, which I think just appeals to a lot of us. So I added it.
What's the movie called? Is that
Official Competition?
Oh, Official Competition. Okay, oh, that's the one. Is that out yet? Or is
It just debuted. It'll be out in like December probably.
I'm also picking a movie that'll be out soon, but it's not out yet. Passing trailer just dropped today, and it's
that's the Denzel one.
No, this is Tessa Thompson and Ruth Negga, and it looks pretty interesting. Basically, Ruth Negga is a woman who passes for white in the 1960s, and that's kind of an interesting concept. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. The film is in black and white, and Tessa Thompson's like her friend, so I'm kind of intrigued.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. So now we get into the actual show of the show, unless I'm forgetting something.
Nope.
Musical numbers in movies. Tim, would you like to start us off?
Sure. I'm going to start off with the thing that Tim does every week. Tim picks a cliche Tim thing that someone else probably would have picked. But honestly, with this show, I don't know. I'm going to be kind of out there. I think this one. So my first pick is from the classic 2010s film, The Muppets. I'm going with Am I a Man or am I a Muppet?
Am I a Muppet?
If I'm a Muppet, then I'm a very manly Muppet.
Very manly Muppet.
Yeah, if you've known me for any amount of time, you know I love the Muppets. Not as much as Zach Ford, probably, but I love them. And I love this movie. I just rewatched it last week. It's so good, and this scene like makes me laugh every single time. It helps that I'm also a big Big Bang Theory fan, so the Jim Parsons cameo really, really works for me. But I remember seeing this in the theater and just absolutely dying. Yeah, I love this number so much. I was going back and forth between this and the opening number because I think the opening number is really, really great too, because there's a line where someone says, life's a fillet of fish, and they say, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
But there's not enough Muppets in that musical number. So I figured if I was picking one from the Muppets, I would go with this one. Also, the Rainbow Connection in this movie is really great too. But Man or a Muppet fucking slaps.
Yeah, I do like Man or a Muppet, but I would say that's maybe my third or fourth favorite musical number in that movie. It's good. I really like Life's a Happy Song. I think that is just it's the Muppet thing where it's sincere while it's also ironic, and I think that's something that only really the Muppets do just so well, of like they're winking at it, but they're also just being very sincere about it. And I think that's what makes that work so well. And I really like Pictures in My Head. I think Pictures in My Head is an awesome number, especially the way they do it with the frames. I think is really fun.
When Swedish Chef gets his solo with the he's the best.
Perfect. Spence, thoughts on Me and Muppet?
Well, let's look at months ago. I picked this as my favorite Best Original Song winner, and that stands. I love the fuck out of this number for a lot of reasons. I didn't think to pick it, and now I'm upset at myself. You made a correct pick.
Holston?
Yeah, I really like this. I just rewatched 2011's The Muppets a couple weeks, maybe a month ago. A lot of fun. There's a great song. I do think Spence is kind of insane for saying this is the greatest Best Original Song winner, but
Favorite, not best.
There.
Fair. So now we'll go to me next. My first pick, I'm gonna take a musical number from the classic 1952 musical Singing in the Rain. I'm going with Make 'em Laugh, Make 'em Laugh, Make 'em Laugh. The comedic timing that Donald O'Connor has to pull off, and the physical comedy and the facial expressions is just some of the most brilliant, like, physical comedic acting I've seen. Oh wow, like dancing and singing. I think it's just brilliant. It's very much just about like this Buster Keaton style character explaining what the advantages of being a Buster Keaton style silent actor and showing off his physical comedy chops, all in a very like humorous song. I really like now you can study Shakespeare and be quite elite, and you can make the critics happy and have nothing to eat but sip on a banana peel, the world's at your feet. I really like that whole, like, lyrically the song's fun. It's just a great number. Donald O'Connor should have been nominated for an Oscar for this. He is brilliant. Spence, thoughts on Make 'em Laugh?
Perfect pick. One of my favorite movies of all time. Amazing.
Boltzmann?
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with this. Donald O'Connor literally put himself in the hospital to make this number as great as it is. So
He did. Tim?
Yeah, this movie really surprised me. I saw it for the first time last year in the theater, which was great. And then I bought it on Blu-ray and watched it again like a few weeks later with Maggie. It's excellent. And this song is also my favorite number in the movie. So, yeah.
That's fair. Okay, Spence, we'll go to you.
I just want to clear up before I make my first pick. Are we talking performances in musical films or just musical numbers in any film?
Musical numbers.
It's a musical number in movies. So
okay.
It can be
I wanted to be contrarian, so I'm going to pick a regular movie. I'm going to pick the song La Joue Fille en Feu from Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It is also known as The Girl on Fire. It's the song that they sing when they're dancing around the pyre, trying to give the maid an abortion, per se. Legitimately, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. Good job.
I'll get the name of the song. Go ahead for now.
I'll put it in the chat later. No, it's absolutely incredible. It's for I have a hard time connecting to films like not in the English language, especially like music. So I think that is just like it's lyricality, and it's very percussive when you listen to it, and it just rings in your ears. And compared like with the amazing dancing, like creating that final shot of her dress on fire, as well as what it means in the film, it just encapsulates everything I love about it, and I couldn't like not pick this.
Yeah, if you can get me the name of the song in the chat, I'll be sure to throw it up.
Sorry about that. I don't know if you noticed, my light bulb was like going in or out, so I just took it out.
Yeah, this movie is amazing. I really, really loved it. I was really lucky. This was one of the last movies to come out in theaters before COVID shut everything down, and we had it at our theater, so I got to see it in the theater, which was really incredible. I've since bought the Criterion and watched it again with Maggie, and it's really excellent. I would have never thought of this, but it absolutely qualifies. This is a great moment in the movie. Absolutely.
I have not seen the film.
Yeah, I think this moment is incredible. The music from this scene is brilliant. I downloaded it like immediately after I watched the movie because specifically this piece of music, like, I'm mad that this movie basically couldn't get nominated at the Oscars because it wasn't the submission for France. Like, it's insane.
Les Mis.
Yep.
Yeah, but like this movie's fantastic. Both of the performances incredible. The direction brilliant. I really want to rewatch this at some point, but yeah, no, great pick. I would not have thought of this as well because I was like, yeah, musicals.
Sure. So now we'll go to Boltzmann. FANZONE, your first pick.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick a villain song here. I'm gonna pick a villain song in which the villain is basically revealing to the hero, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you and everyone you love." And I'm an alien. I'm picking Mean Green Mother from Outer Space from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
This song and this entire sequence within the movie is awesome. Levi Stubbs' vocal performance in this as Audrey 2 is brilliant, and I love it so much. Just the puppeteering of the Audrey 2 puppet is absolutely insane. I love Rick Moranis in this sequence where he's like, Rick Moranis is half like, "Oh, I need to do something," and the other half of him is like, you can see that he's just like scared shitless in this moment because there is an evil plant actively like creating more evil plants threatening to kill him and the entire population of Earth. It's so awesome. I love it so much. This is one of my favorite movies, and this is my favorite song within it.
That's fair. I really love this movie. This would not be my pick from this movie. I really like Skid Row. That's to me the best number in the movie. Or Suddenly Seymour, but I get it. This one is great. It's a fantastic number. This whole movie is just great musical number. Just like I think this movie is just brilliant. Of like, hey, let's make it feel and look like a cheesy 60s musical and then put the aliens in it. Like, I think that's just a great... It's the same reason why I really like the original Gremlins. Of just like, hey, let's make it like a 40s Frank Capra movie and then monsters. So, yeah. Great film. Tim, thoughts on Mean Green Mother from Outer Space?
I still haven't seen this. We talked about this movie a few weeks ago on the show, or I don't remember what episode it was, but
I think it was the last time I was here
when we did musicals. Yeah, I still haven't seen it. It's on my watch list. I want to see it. I'm not actively avoiding it. I just haven't gotten there yet. So
that's fair. Spence?
Ditto Boatman. Love the song. Amazing pick. Would have been my pick from the movie, but I get it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, someone could still take the other numbers from the movie, theoretically. We could have multiple numbers from the
But
same
you can't add a movie to a letterboxd list twice, Boatman.
Yeah.
There's also two songs, Portrait on Fire, you
can
pick.
That's fair. Tim?
Yeah, my next one is from another Fandom movie. Mine is the upbeat inspirational song about life from Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Now, if you don't know this song, I'm kidding. I had you. No, I didn't. I should have just like typed this out because I knew I was coming up, but I didn't like type it up. So if you've talked to me about musicals at any point, I've said what my favorite movie musical is. It's one that a lot of people hate. It doesn't have a good Rotten Tomatoes score. It was directed by a guy who put bat nipples on the bat suit. But I'm sorry. I love Phantom of the Opera. And I could pick any song from this, but ultimately I will go with the one that I sing in the shower the most, and that's Music of the Night. I don't know. I love this movie and like most of the songs in this movie, and people shit on Gerard Butler a lot. I think he's very good in the movie as someone who has listened to the original Broadway recording and the movie recording many, many times. It's different, but I like it. And this probably is my favorite song in the whole shebang. But I also easily could have picked the finale. I think the finale is really, really great as well. But I don't know. It's just something about this song. There's just like a lot of power in the song that I really, really like. And this is the song that really attached me to liking the show when I was a kid. So it's my pick.
I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not I have watched this movie. Spence?
I don't know what that means.
Man, you know who's fucking awful? Gerard Butler. That was just fucking awful. Everything about this movie, I hate this with a passion. Talked about it a while less before. I think I was Dr. Point for, I don't know. I fucking hate this. Every single second of this is insufferable. It is like top 5 least favorite movies I've ever seen. I want to just die every second this goes on.
You've seen Cats like 5 times.
That is all. I've seen it 3 times, and it's also very low on that list.
You like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that's a great movie. What's your point?
You can't stand.
Yes.
Why?
Because the singing is bad. I don't like the songs. The set design and costume design is good, but doesn't save the movie. He does it for Minnie Driver, who is the only competent cast member of the whole fucking film. Everyone else, he's like, fine, you can just stay there.
You're the
It's
most
awful.
absurd person I've ever met.
That is also true.
I will speak on this. I'm with Tim on this one. If you look at my Letterboxd, there's 2 lists. One that is just this movie and Sweeney Todd, which I made to Anger Spence, which is just movie musicals from Batman directors ranked. It's just this above Sweeney Todd. And then my other list was movies ranked specifically to Anger Spence, even though I'm right, and it started as the exact same list. And then the more people got mad, the more movies I added to Anger Spence. But no, I really like this movie. I think it's really enjoyable. I don't know if this would have been my pick. I probably would say Masquerade, just because like, the big show-stopping number, and also because I think Emmy Rossum as Christine is fantastic, and her voice is beautiful. But no, I can't fault you on this. I like this. Is Gerard Butler like amazing at singing? No. Is he bad? Not by any means. I respect the pick. I like this movie. Spence is crazy.
Yeah.
Next.
So yeah, now we will go to my next pick. Last one I picked like a solo number. I want like a big multi-person musical number. I think I'm gonna go with the opening, one of the great opening musical numbers. I'm going with Another Day of Sun from La La Land.
Oh my god!
I think legitimately this is the best musical number in La La Land. And I really like this one. This is like, I was like, okay, I'm going to like this movie. Where I think the choreography and the cinematography involved in this scene is all great. Like, I just love the dancing on the cars and the pastel colors that look like something out of a 60s, 50s musical. I just think the opening is just a brilliant musical number. Say what you will about the rest of the movie. I really like the movie, but I think this number is the best thing in the film.
I agree with Boatman. I think this is the best part of the movie. I also sat there and said, man, I am so excited. You guys should hear Boatman's pitch for his musical about Multiplex. Oh.
What?
All right. Well.
No, no. Never talk to Payson at one.
What? No, Boatman, you have to explain now.
Well, we'll talk about that later. I think this is the best song in the movie too. I haven't watched the movie since like 2017, because it kept going down for me. I'll rewatch it eventually, but I really do like this scene. But yeah, I don't like the movie overall. So yeah, it's
Sure. Holtzman.
Yeah, it's no secret that like I kind of just don't care about this movie. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. I think when this movie first came out, I liked this song, but being in high school theater, you could not get away with going to like any like group theater thing without a group of people starting to perform this song and it just drilling into your brain and wanting to die. So yeah, I think it's good. I wouldn't have picked anything from La La Land personally, but yeah.
Fair. Spence?
This movie's incredible. I love the pick. Probably would have picked this myself. Just I prefer other numbers in it, but you can't go wrong with La La Land because every song is great. Isn't that right, Cameron Holtzman?
It should also be noted that Kaleb Koho does love this movie, and I do want to note that this is a movie. I do just want to make sure we note that for the audience.
Fair. So now we will go to Spence's first or second pick.
Once again, I'm not going to do a musical thing if I don't have to. I'm going to pick a more music movie. There's this great film that everyone loves called Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Filled with bangers. There's one you think I would pick, but I'm going the other one because I laugh more. I'm going Bin Laden. Because I watched it for the first time in theaters.
Finest Girl, Excuse You.
It's Finest Girl, and then in
Bin
black, it's Bin Laden song.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm putting Finest Girl on here, so
So that we don't.
No, I love this.
Imagine if someone just like clicks on the video and they're like, "Oh, what are they talking about?" Bin Laden.
See, that would be funny. No, I think this is to me the movie, the moment where I laughed the most in the movie, because it's surprising, really. Like, So Humble is a banger. I think Equal Rights is funny on like a analytical level. This is just, every line in this just kills me consistently while also being genuinely fun to listen to and a good song. Amazing movie.
That's fair. Tim.
I saw this in theaters and I haven't seen it since, so I don't remember any of the songs from it. So
That is fair. Holtzman.
Yeah, no, I love this movie. I really enjoy it. This is certainly a song to pick from this movie. This is certainly an interesting pick. Like I like it. I think it's funny. But Incredible Thoughts or Equal Rights were both right there.
That's true. I think Humble is probably, I don't know if any of them I would call a great musical number. Like, it's great songs, but I don't know if I would really call it great. To me, a musical number, it's about the song in congruity with the actual like visuals. It's not just about the songs. Really, I don't know if I would call anything from this movie a great musical number. Like, it's a lot of great songs and funny like things, but in terms of like actual like musical numbers, I wouldn't really give it to anything. But I do really like Pop Star. I think it's a funny movie.
I will say I can't find who it is. It might be Vanessa Bayer, but I could be wrong. One of the female SNL alums plays the finest girl in the actual movie, and I think she adds a lot to it when you're watching the scene on its own. But you not saying it's like a fun song, I disagree with.
I'm saying it is a fun song. I'm saying a musical number.
Oh, yeah.
It's more about the visual thing. So now we will go to Holtzman.
Yeah, this past week, I think over the weekend, I watched a movie that is very divisive in this community, with some people giving it 5 stars and some people being Kirk Kolakowski. And I kind of sit smack dab in the middle on this film. But the one thing I got to give it is that a lot of the musical numbers in it are fantastic. I'm picking El Tango de Roxanne from Moulin Rouge.
It's on my list.
This number is awesome. The vocals in it are so good. The vocals of the lead guy, because they're doing like Roxanne by the Police as a tango number, and he's just got this like gravelly, deep voice that is like leading it, and then partway through you get Ewan McGregor coming in and singing in the background. The choreography and the scene all around it, I think, is absolutely fantastic. And then there's another thing that I've been watching over and over and over again for the past several days since I watched Moulin Rouge, and Spence will know what I'm talking about, that includes this song. And just, it's so good and so awesome. And yeah.
Yeah. This is my favorite musical number in the movie Moulin Rouge. I think this is easily just the best scene in the movie. The editing in pace with Satine and the Duke mixed with the actual number, I think just adds so much to the movie. I think the movie itself is very hit or miss, and the movie has a lot going on. But I really like that scene, and I like the Elephant Love medley. But overall, I think the movie's fine. Tim.
I was between this and the Elephant Love medley.
That's fair. I think this is the right pick.
Yeah, I like this song a lot. I like "Come What May" a lot as well. I think that's probably the cliche choice. I also like the shit. Oh, why can't I think of the name of the song?
Like a Virgin?
What's that?
Like a Virgin?
Sparkling Diamonds.
The one that he sings to her in her.
Like a Virgin.
Your song?
Your song. Thank you. I really like that scene a lot too because Ewan McGregor is kind of perfect in this movie. But I agree with you guys. Like, I'm kind of in the middle on the movie. Like, I liked it a lot when I was younger. As I've gotten older, I like it less. But the music's good. So yeah, I'm fair choice.
That's fair. All right. So Spence, you've talked about it.
I have. I want to say just in brief, I was considering picking it, but I think mostly for the reasons of, in terms of disparity of quality between movie and number, this is one of my favorite musical numbers of all time, and the movie is fine. And I think for that giant difference in greatness, I think I'd have to make the pick just for that alone.
That's fair. Okay, so Holtzman, that was your second pick, right?
Yes.
All right, so now we will go over to Spence for their third and final pick. Right, Tim?
Yep.
Yeah. Keeping with the trend, picking a music movie, a movie that won an Oscar, but I'm not picking the Oscar-winning song. Once is a movie I love. Not a musical, although they made a stage musical. I think I love Falling Slowly. I think that's really good. I could also pick If You Want Me, which is also great, but I'm going to pick Say It To Me Now. Because I think as a total musical number is one of the most heartbreaking things ever put to film, as Glenn Hansard is literally just pouring his soul out to the streets to basically no one who's listening about how he needs a sign from God to keep living or he's going to die. It is a brutal opener to any film. And then pairing it with everything that follows after, I think is just like masterful from John Carney. It's the song I listen to most from the film because if I just need like a really good, just like gut punch, this is it. I can't think of anything that like struck me harder as an opening scene than this.
That's fair. I don't remember this one that well. I liked Once. I didn't love Once. I thought it was good. I wasn't big on it.
Spence, you're not muted.
What the fuck?
Spence is watching The Godfather Part 2.
I had it on my iPad, and I was like, oh, let me close it. And then it minimized it so it was in the corner of my fucking screen with the baby screaming.
Why do
Tim, thoughts on Say It To Me Now from Once?
I don't really like this movie. I saw it. I love Begin Again. I love Sing Street. I don't love this one. What the fuck?
That was terrifying.
Michael was born in the veto timeline.
Holtzman.
Yeah, I like Once. I don't love it. I think it's good. I think the music is great. This song is really good. Just Glenn Hansard, like, basically crying and screaming to the streets is really raw and visceral and hard to watch. That being said, Falling Slowly would have absolutely been my pick from this. Falling Slowly, I think, is the best song to win the Oscar for Best Original Song, and I kind of don't think it's close. But yeah.
That's fair. So now we will go to Holtzman for your third and final pick.
Yeah, I'm torn between picking like something that I think truly is like all-time great, deserves to be on this list, and I want to have some fun and talk about something that I also know will make Spence unhappy. And I think after the torture we just suffered at the hands of Spence's iPad, I'm going to go with the one that might bother Spence. I'm going with a song from a musical released actually just last year. I am picking Love Thy Neighbor from The Prom.
Nice.
You made the right pick.
Yeah, I think this number is a lot of fun. Just like the way it's set up of like New York liberal in the Midwest telling people why they're hypocrites and just doing it in a fun, massive musical number, running around a mall, and in the middle of it, like, is joined by the cast of a professional musical, and then just start playing tambourines everywhere. I think it's a lot of fun. I also like this movie. Deal with it, Spence. It's enjoyable. Yeah. Andrew Rannells is a treasure.
Yeah, I think Andrew Rannells is easily the best thing in this movie. I don't love the movie as a whole, but I think this is like the big this musical number justifies the movie's existence. This number is great. It's super fun. It's basically the Jed Bartlett scene from with the radio host, but as a musical number, and that's what I really like about it. But also, I think it's just a super fun, colorful. Like, the song is just great. It's a great musical number. I didn't love the movie as a whole, but this is a great musical number. Tim?
I really liked this movie. I don't really give a shit. I got to see this in the theater and had a blast. Me and Maggie and Tyler Butler all went and saw it together, and we had a ball. We had a really good time. I thought it was really funny, and this song made me laugh out loud. I've yet to rewatch it, but I enjoyed this movie a lot. Really enjoyed this number. So yeah,
that's fair. So Spence,
this movie is the definition of manipulative. This scene is a banger. In terms of individual things, this is a great pick. I think there's a lot better than it, but it's a great fucking scene. Movie shit. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay, well, that was the 10th pick. So now we're going to go talk about Midnight Run. Spence and Holzman, you have not talked about Midnight Run on the show yet. So Spence, thoughts on Midnight Run?
It's a lot of fun, which is weird to say. I think this was talking about being the movie of the month when we were in Iowa together. And I said, oh, hey, we should watch it. And Thomas Coy looked at me and said, are you fucking stupid? We're not going to do that. It's not a group watch. Like, he was like, oh, it's going to be like this gritty crime film, a lot of shit going on. No, I had a good time. I think De Niro was like a really great lead. This is my second. I'm forgetting his fucking name already.
Charles Grodin.
I was gonna say Grodin. This is my second Charles Grodin film. The first one being, of course, Great Muppet Caper. And they're just both a lot of.
You've never seen Beethoven?
No. It's just a really good time. I don't have a lot of thoughts on this. I was sort of stressed today trying to get everything working out, but I just took it in. I took some time aside to watch it, and I enjoyed myself. I'm going to still something for Holston's review because I forgot about it until I agreed with it. It has really good music. Score and its soundtrack are both like a really good time.
This score, I believe it's Danny Elfman that did the score. And this is like one of my favorite Danny Elfman scores. It's great. Holston?
Yeah, I watched this. I finished it like 20 minutes before the show. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. The chemistry between Grodin and De Niro is really great. Yeah, the music's fantastic. I think my favorite just like run of scenes is like the why am I blanking? When they end up in like the confrontation with the guys in the helicopter and Charles Grodin ends up like floating down the river, and then there's the other guy that's also helping to track him down. It's like, yeah, I'm helping get him. It's like, oh, how much is he paying you? 25,000. 25. He offered me 100. It's like, and just the way it's like,
everyone is double crossing everyone.
Pistol, and then he looks at the other guy and it's like, yeah, we did it, and then immediately just punches the dude straight in the face and knocks him out so that he gets out, gets rid of him, and then De Niro ends up in the river almost drowning, and it's like, it's just insane. And then the ending I think is actually like really nice and charming, where it's like, yeah, he lets him go, gets the money, and then goes to get in the cab. Hey, can you make change for 1,000? Get out of here. It's like, all right, I guess I'm walking home. But yeah.
Yeah, this is a great film. So that really kind of concludes it. Rundown for the next shows. We got classic comedy. What?
4
stars.
I got it.
4 stars.
Sorry, my bad, Tim.
You good?
Next week we got classic comedies. I know Joseph Olivas has already signed up to be on that show. Week after that we got spy movies. We got film duos. This could be, characters. Film duos could be characters in movies, actor-director collaborations, actor-actor, actor-actress, actress-director, whatever. Any definition you want to have for duo, you duo you. Then we have sci-fi epics, and we have movies that take more than one watch. I assume The Boss Baby is going to be everyone's number one.
No, my number one pick will be Spirit Untamed, good sir.
That is fair. Pretty sure it was Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey, well, thank you to Spence, thank you to Wolfman, thank you to Tim as always. I'm Kaleb Boatman. This is Logged It. Keep on logging it.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, good night.